Hello everyone and welcome to another Star Wars figure review. Today we're going to take a look at an exclusive figure from the 6-inch line of the Black series, and this time around it's the very cool and very popular prototype armor Boba Fett. Now this is a really cool figure. I don't know, there's just something about Boba Fett in white that just really sells. I don't know what it is. I guess Stormtroopers look great in black, and Boba Fett just is one of those characters that looks great in white armour, and this figure is no exception. He's very cool, and before I get onto his pros and his cons, because he does have a few of them, I really want to stress I would really recommend this figure. Initially he wasn't on the top of my priority list, but again, after seeing reviews and images online of this guy, I just had to have him. You know, he's really cool. As I said, he does have a few flaws, but they don't detract from the figure itself, and I will talk about those in just a little bit. But before I do, as always, we're going to take a look at the packaging that this guy comes in. Now here it is. As you can see, it is the brand new design for the Black Series line. So we have the blue highlights in the background and the window box design to the box itself. As you can see in the top corner, we have an image of Boba Fett. We also have the character name down in the bottom corner. On the reverse side, we have an image of the prototype armour that Boba Fett wears. And we also have a description of the character as well. So feel free to pause the video and give that a read if you want to know a bit of the history of this figure. But we'll cover it all in this review. So there is the box that this guy comes in. Now let's take a look at the figure itself. As I said, this guy is really cool, but he does have a few flaws, and I'll get to those when I've given you a little bit of background into this particular figure. So first and foremost, we're going to zoom in on this guy, take a look at him in close-up 1080p HD. So let's give you a little bit of info about this guy. So for those of you that may be wondering, you know, why is Boba Fett white? Well, this particular figure is based on pre-production images from The Empire Strikes Back. During the early stages of production, Boba Fett wasn't supposed to be the notorious Mandalorian bounty hunter that we know and love today. Originally, he was supposed to be a sort of super trooper, almost a leader of the stormtroopers in some ways, and that is obviously reflected in the white armour that Boba's wearing. For whatever reasons, you know, Lucasfilm and George Lucas and the production crew, you know, revised the story of Boba Fett, went back and redesigned not only his history and his backstory, but his outfit as well. And as I said, this particular figure is based on the very early stages of the Boba Fett costume, and you saw a brief glimpse of that on the back of the box. The prototype costume that Boba Fett wore was indeed white and was a little bit different to what we saw in the final film. And sadly, some of those changes haven't been carried into this figure. This particular figure is a direct repaint of the Boba Fett from Wave 2 of the Black Series line, and as such, obviously, he is, in terms of details, accurate to the film and not the prototype costume, which is a little bit of a shame, but as I said, it doesn't detract from the figure itself. If screen accuracy is your thing, this figure is going to drive you mad, but you know, as an action figure, he is awesome, and that's why I recommend him so much. A couple of those features that are different between the final costume and the prototype outfit are the Wookiee braids that are draped over the shoulder. Obviously, they're seen in the film, but not on the prototype costume. And also the belt is a little bit different as well. I'm not entirely sure what those differences were. I haven't looked in depth at the prototype images, but I do know that this is obviously the screen accurate belt that we see in the film, obviously just painted white. The weapons are also inaccurate as well. As you can see, he does indeed come with the trademark Boba Fett blaster rifle, and he also comes with a blaster pistol as well. Now, as I said, the weapons that the prototype costume used were slightly different, but again, it's not a major issue. The blaster pistol itself can be slotted in a holster on Boba Fett's belt, and as you can see, that has a really nice sort of fake leather texture to it, which looks really cool. In terms of overall detail, obviously there's not a lot because he is mainly white, But the one detail I do want to pick up on in this review is the fact that there is a ton of difference between the jumpsuit that Boba Fett is wearing and the armour plating on the figure as well. As you can see, and I'm not sure how well it's going to pick up on camera, maybe just one big white blob, but the jumpsuit that the figure wears is sort of an off-white, almost creamy colour, while the armour pieces such as the helmet, the chest plate and the gauntlets are a really brilliant pure white, which is really good, and you know, it really makes the figure stand out. In terms of accessories, I ran you through a couple of them just a moment ago. He does come with the blaster, pistol and rifle. He also comes with the trademark Boba Fett jetpack, which, like the rest of the figure, has been painted in white and features some silver highlights on the rockets, on the rocket at the top there and the dart just at the side. You also got the soft goods cape as well, which is made from a really nice and sturdy material. One thing to point out with the cape is that with the initial sort of prototype fitting for the costume, ready for the film, the cape wasn't a cape. It was actually a Star Wars beach towel, which sounds ridiculous, but and it was, you know, but it's very cool, and I think it would have been a really cool little feature for Hasbro to have included sort of a reproduction of that Star Wars beach towel with this figure, you know, and drape that over the shoulder. It's something that Sideshow Collectibles offered with their 1/6 scale version of this figure, and I think in Hasbro form it would have looked fantastic. I would really would have loved to have seen that, and I dare say that somebody out there has indeed customised this one, maybe made their own Star Wars beach towel and draped it over the figure. So as you can see, he does look very cool, and not only does he look the part, but he's articulated to the max as well. Obviously, Boba Fett has a ball-jointed head and a hinged neck, so he can look up, down, side to side, all around. He has hinges at the shoulders, which are very tight. He has hinges at the elbows, hinges at the wrists, ball-hinged torso, ball-hinged hips, swivel thighs, double joints at the knee. I'll use this knee because you can't see it very well. And he also has hinges at the ankles as well. So really good articulation on this one. Definitely get him in some really cool bounty hunter poses. And overall, it's just a fantastic figure. I'm really impressed with it. As I said, originally I wasn't really planning to pick this guy up. You know, I'm trying to keep selective with this 6-inch line. But as I said, there's just something about Boba Fett in white armour that just really appeals to not just me, but a lot of people. And this guy is no exception. He's a fantastic figure, and definitely something that you should recommend adding to the collection. He's highly sought after at the moment, so if you see it, grab it. And as I said, it's definitely a figure that I'd recommend buying. One other detail I just want to touch base on before I wrap up this review is the wrist gauntlets, which look fantastic. As you can see, you've got the darts there and some tools on one side, and you've got the flamethrower on the other. So really top-notch figure. And again, go out there and grab one. Once again, there is a link in the video description where you can purchase this one from staractionfigures.co.uk. And before I wrap up this review, I want to address the elephant in the room. I'm sure a lot of you already know, today's Black Friday, and the Star Wars Episode 7 trailer has indeed hit the web. At the time of filming this review, I haven't seen it, but I will be watching it very soon, and I'm going to follow up this review with maybe a reaction video or an analysis of the trailer. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do for it yet, but rest assured I will cover the trailer in an upcoming video, and I can't wait to see it. I'm really excited about the trailer, and I'm really excited about this figure as well. So I hope you've enjoyed having a look at this one with me in this review, and as always, I'll be back with many more very soon. So until then, as always guys, thank you for watching, keep collecting, and may the Force be with you.